So while I was in New York at the Switch 2 experience, I got to play Metroid Prime 4 at 120 frames per second. That was awesome. That was amazing, but what was even more amazing was playing it in mouse mode. That is what I want to talk about today. I do want to let you know this video is sponsored by tomtocs. They have their brand new fancy cases on pre-order for the Nintendo Switch 2. If you know anything about me, this channel, I have used tomtocs cases for my Switch almost the entire time I had a Nintendo Switch. I used them for my Lite, regular Switch, OLED. They're great. They're made of amazing, high quality materials. They have YKK zippers, so you're never gonna have a problem with those. They're super durable, and they've got a place for your sticks to rest, so you don't have to worry about them getting drift, getting messed up in the case, because we do know now we're not gonna have Hall effect sticks. Inside, you've got a place for 12 game cartridges, and of course, a place for the Nintendo Switch. This isn't a real Switch, this is just a paper one, but these cases are amazing. I'm gonna have a link down in the description of this video and in the pinned comment where you can get yours. Make sure you check these out if you want a super high quality case for your Switch 2. Show them some love because they are part of the reason I got to go do this whole New York thing anyway. Huge thank you to tomtocs for sponsoring this video. We've been waiting on this game since 2017. All we got was a logo. That logo's not even the same now. We're obviously many, many years away from 2017, which was the year the Switch 1 launched. That was the first year the Switch 1. That's how long we've been waiting for Metroid Prime 4, but I have to say, after playing this game a little bit, it was worth the wait. This game is absolutely beautiful. Now, all I got to play was pretty much what you saw on the Nintendo Treehouse. So if you watch them play that, that's exactly what I got to play. I got to go through the very first part of the game, all the way up to the first boss, beat the first boss, watch that cutscene, and then it was over. But I learned a lot about this game in that short amount of time. First of all, the frame rate. The 120 frames per second for this game is absolutely amazing. PC users, I know you guys are used to, even higher frame rates, but this is the first Nintendo game that's ever been this high of a frame rate legally. Yo ho, yo ho, yo ho. But this is the first time on a Nintendo console that we've seen something running 120 frames per second. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The game itself looks absolutely gorgeous. Digital Foundry put out a video the other night where they were comparing Switch 1 to Switch 2. The assets just look amazing. All the details of everything just look so good. Everything going on in the background, lasers firing around, the enemies, there's just so much attention to detail. It looks absolutely amazing. As far as the frame rate, it seemed to be smooth. I didn't notice any dips whatsoever. I mean, I'm not really somebody who notices that type of stuff, but I was really looking for it because of course it was 120 frames per second. That's kind of what I was, really paying attention to. So I didn't really notice anything. It seems to run very, very well. And even at that 1080p, because it doesn't run 4K 120, it runs 1080p 120, but even at that 1080p, it looked absolutely gorgeous. Metroid Prime Remastered was one of the best looking games on the Switch 1. This is easily gonna be one of the best looking games, if not the best looking game on the Switch 2, and the console's not even out yet. So I'm really excited to see what developers can do with the Switch 2. It sounds like they're having a pretty easy time porting games over to it. I mean, the stuff we're seeing right now just on the Switch 2 looks amazing. I also played Cyberpunk. That was crazy. We'll talk about that in another video. There's a lot of talk out there also about Metroid Prime kind of looking like an Xbox 360 style game. Some people said Halo 4, which, yeah, I mean, it does, but it runs 120 frames per second and it looks amazing. The gameplay is exactly what you would expect. It's just like the other Metroid games. It's basically the same control setup as Metroid Prime Remastered on the Switch. You can use, point control and stuff like that, but what was absolutely amazing and my favorite thing probably of the entire day was playing this game in mouse mode. It's so smooth. It's so responsive. It's so quick. People who play on PC are used to this type of stuff, but being able to just move the mouse and turn as fast as you can, you are so much more accurate shooting, and it does do the auto aim when you lock onto things, but you can pick the mouse right back up off the table. You don't have to go into a menu and change the settings to go into mouse mode or out of it. As soon as you set the mouse down, if you're using two Joy-Cons, you can be using the point controls there and just put the mouse down on its side and it instantly changes the control scheme. You don't have to do anything, and when you pick it back up, it goes right back into mouse mode. I know there's been a lot of talk out there about the Joy-Cons not really being a comfortable mouse, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's a little thin. It's not exactly what I would want it to be. I know there's gonna be some other third-party stuff that comes out that you can put the Joy-Cons in to make it a little more like a mouse. But overall, it's decently comfortable. It's really easy to use. And another thing I was kind of worried about, which is not a problem at all, is hitting the face buttons on the side. It works. The one issue I did have going from handheld controls down to the mouse was I was using the mouse, you know, right when I'd set it down, and I would be pointing and clicking, but then there'd be a bunch of stuff going on, and I would try to use the stick while it was in mouse mode, which obviously is not gonna work. And then my character's not moving, but it's just that muscle memory of using 2 sticks on a game like that and going from that control scheme down to this one. That was a little weird, a little hard to get used to, but another thing that was really cool about it was the HD rumble was still going while it was in mouse mode, so you still get all that haptic feedback while that's going on. Metroid Prime 4 was easily my favorite thing at this entire event. I really, really loved everything I played, but this stuck out. Mouse mode was awesome. If you want to see what I thought about the Switch 2. If you haven't watched it yet, I'm gonna link that one right here if you wanna see what I thought about Mario Kart World. Gonna link that right here. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, make sure you are subscribed. See you in the next one.